just getting started. Um, what I'm going to be doing today is going over what our plan of attack is going to be for our small account that we're doing for Thanksgiving, and just kind of how you're going to go about getting it started, okay? So I'm going to oh shit, actually a few people. Okay, so there's 100 of you. I guess y'all been waiting on me, huh? So, let me go off first off and say what I decided to do was my funded accounts that I had with Top Step, I decided to close them and send myself the money. And then what I started doing, I sent myself 250. I made a little trade earlier today, and that's why I have the $6.18. But I sent myself 250, um, and then I sent myself another 250. So I'm about to have 556 or $506 total in here with that next deposit. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to have about $1,000 in here by Thanksgiving, or 1,000 to 1,500 by Thanksgiving. And the goal is what we're going to do is we're going to trade MES and MNQ. So we're going to start with MES, and we're going to just be trying to make, like $50 a day, something like that. Just kind of grow slowly but surely, 50 to $100 a day. Then we're going to move to MNQ, start trying to make 100 to $200 a day, and kind of play both of these. All right. So what do you need to be successful? So first of all, you're going to need to create a Tradovate account. Okay. You're going to want to do, when it comes to the subscriptions with Tradovate, they're a little expensive, which is kind of annoying, but worth it once you get the hang of it. So you're going to have to do the $99 a month one, plus the $39 a month data bundle. If you want to trade via TradingView or be able to use the tick charts, you're going to want to do this $39 a month. And then you're also going to have to do a TradingView connector, which is the $10 a month. But if you don't want to do this, because you're going to be trading via TradingView, then don't pay that extra $40. But in my opinion, just the tick charts alone are worth the $40 a month, because you can see the patterns like the M's and everything happening. So this M happened here, drove us up, creating another M here. We're going to drive up, probably up to the 200 EMA by the end of all this being said and done. So the tick charts are very helpful, and I'll tell you which ticks to be using whenever we start doing these. But you're going to need that. Then you're going to need a subscription for trading, which is altogether it's like an extra $40 per month, depending on which subscription you get, plus the data. So you can either get the data on Tradovate and just trade on Tradovate, but you're going to miss out on all of these indicators that are on here. So what I would say do is, if you're pressed for money, don't buy the data for Tradovate and do the data here on TradingView. And then while we're trading together, you can kind of utilize my tick charts, for example. So we're starting to drive up, like I said, from this M. And basically what I'm looking for is, since I just have a small account, just doing one at a time here. And we're just trying to get an entry. Obviously, it doesn't look like I'm going to get this entry anytime soon, but put that there, go ahead and try and get an entry, and then sell it at the target here. So that's how we're going to do things. Let me get off of here because I don't want to really mess with this too much right now. If we're going to trade, we're going to go ahead and go on our paper trading account, because that's a very small account. I don't want to mess with that too much yet. So let's go ahead and put our order back at 5 here. And once we level up, kind of, this is how we're going to be mostly trading. Once we have our $1,000 in there, we're going to be trading like this. So we're going to have our 2 or 3 at a time that we'll get, and we'll be basically securing at our targets that we have in mind. So we're kind of double topping here. We'll see if we can break through. we start breaking through, then we'll move this up. Okay? So we have this here. This is actually showing potentially, once we move up here, this could be creating a W that'll drive us down, so we'll get our entry back at 5, which will then drive us up. So let's go ahead and wait for that. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up of how things are going, how I'm doing things right now. I sent all myself the funded account stuff, and I closed that down because I feel like I've gotten what I needed to get out of that. I can go ahead and start using my own money. So starting softly on Tradeovate with just $500 to $1,000. Gonna see, we're gonna grow that together in the live streams here over the next couple weeks or so, while we're waiting on Thanksgiving to come up, and then once we have our $1,000 to $1,500, we're gonna go really hard, and it's going to be live trading after 5 p.m. like how we are right now, so that everybody like who has a job and all that good stuff can still participate during the week, so that everybody can still make money with during the week versus just on Sunday or whatever. We'll be doing these at around 5:30 to 7:30 is when it'll start, somewhere in that area. So we're looking to get our entry here, and at the moment we're looking at MES, not NQ. Like normal, because we're going to be practicing how we're going to do things on the small account once we have it at $1,000 to $1,500. So it's best to make sure that we are practicing with such. I'm actually considering resetting this to about 1,500 so that we can go ahead and do that correctly. I think I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do 1,000, okay? So we made $71,000 together since, what was it, September 18th. Now let's see what we can do with 1,000, okay? So there we go. Let's go ahead and do our purchase, and we'll see how this goes. And this will be a good reminder for me on how to utilize a smaller account, since I've been working with bigger accounts as well. And let's go ahead and try this out. So it looks like I'm not getting this entry down here. So we're going to move this up to there. And I think we're going to be moving back to our open. What indicators do I use? If you would like to know which indicators I am using, you can go to, just because I have a video that's super in-depth, what you'd want to go and check out is the video on my YouTube. This is the YouTube. You don't have to subscribe or anything like that. You can just go and look. The video that I posted on the 12th of this month was very in-depth, because we made this in 30 minutes and then the video ends up being about an hour and 15 or an hour and 20 minutes. The rest of the time is me going over all of the indicators, how to set them up, how to use them by themselves, and then how to use them together as well. So this video right here will be very helpful for you. So just a reminder for anybody who's just joining up, sorry for my chair that needs WD-40, but starting a like $1,000 to $1,500 futures account together. I'm going to be doing it with you by Thanksgiving, so we can kind of make realistic money together, and you can basically see what it's like to grow a small account into a larger account. And my kind of goal will be, let's grow that $1,000 to $1,500 to around $5,000 to $10,000, and once we get there, I'll reevaluate if I want to keep doing it or not. You know, we'll see. So. So what we're doing right now is we're basically practicing on MES, M&Q with an account, with a paper account that's going to be $1,000, so we can see kind of like how, we need to navigate our plays. Say I'm not used to playing with such a small account, so I need to practice with the smaller account, which is why I want to do it. Because in terms of averaging down, you need to be very, very strategic. You only get maybe 2 or 3 times that you can average down maximum with an account this size. So you don't want to overdo it and start looking for a bunch of areas. You want to look for very high probabilities of turnaround if you're going to, or simply cut them. Cut your losses very quickly and very early. So that's kind of what I'm looking to practice here. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking for a long here, because what I think is going to happen is we're going to fill back to our open week, and then once we fill back to our open week, we're probably going to go back down. So I'm looking for an entry here at 3907 with 2, and this is on MES, and we're just trying to get a quick entry, maybe ride it up to maybe like 39.10, so about $3 worth, and then go ahead and get out. We almost got our entry, not quite. Make sure nobody's in here. Okay, nobody's asking questions in there. Gotta make sure. And what we can do is we can average down at 05, because this is only moving a couple dollars at a time anyway, so 05 would be a good spot to average down at if we get it. It tapped right on our buy and did not get it, so I should have put it about a tick higher. I will put it at 750 just to get our entry. So it's at 750 now, 3907.50. It's right on my order, hasn't filled yet. Did you ask me something, David? Or, because all I see is an at, I don't see anything else. So if it goes here, what we'll do is we'll average down there, and what we're looking for is a sell at 10, like so. And one of the main benefits of starting with MES or M&Q is the fact that they don't move. Like when they move, it's not a whole lot for or against you, which is why we're starting with these. And kind of the goal is to get basically 10 contracts max on these, because that'll equal 1 full contract on NQ or ES. I mean, with time, like, so you can do the average down or you can average up. If it keeps continuing in your direction, you can also continue to average that way. Let me make sure I'm not on Wi-Fi. Oh, there we go. What indicator is this? Michael asked. This is a multitude of them. Probably like 4, I want to say. Indicators 4 or 5. If you want to know exactly which ones and how to set them up, you can go to the YouTube page. You don't have to subscribe to view the videos, but if you go to the YouTube page, this is the name right here, and you go to the one that I posted on the 12th, I spent about 30-45 minutes going over all my indicators, how to set them up, how to use them by themselves, and then how to use them together as well. And then, David, I'm not sure what you mean. How do you get in? You're already in? So I'm a little confused by what you mean by that. All you have to do is just copy the traits that I'm doing. So we're up a little bit. So every 50 cents, give or take, is about $2.50. And we're not looking for a whole lot. We're looking for maybe like 10 bucks, 15 bucks maybe. So I'm actually going to adjust this to say there. That should be 10 bucks. So the way Angel, what we're gonna do is, at least this is my plan, is I'm going to start doing this smaller account challenge with you guys with $1,000, give or take. So it's going to start with about 500 because that's how much I've put in there so far. But 500 to 1,000, 1,500, something like that. Start trading after people get off of work. So around 5:30 to 7:30 is going to be when we're going to start. Good, 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 good. I'm happy to hear that. You've been practicing. You already started your trade of 8. You're good to go. So we're kind of chopping here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and be patient. Just let it do what it's going to do. Sorry if y'all can hear my son crying and complaining in the background. Make sure that everybody can hear me recording. Where am I posting my trades? I'm not posting my trades. We're doing them live in here together. Like, I'm telling you what I'm getting in as I'm getting in it and where I'm selling it. So there's no post. You just have to just listen along, and if you missed this one, that's okay. You know, technically you could enter right now, right, right where I entered. But if you missed it, just wait for the next one. It's no problem, David. And remember, so at the moment we're doing MES. We will be doing MNQ as well once we move this. So we're practicing for our $1,000 account that we're going to do. So once we get this $1,000 to say, let's say 1,500, we'll go ahead and move up to MNQ. So let's go ahead and, you know, that could take us a couple days, a few days or whatever, because we're just doing a small account here. But that's what we're looking for. We're going to be doing MES first. It's cheaper. It gives a little bit better structure in terms of market structure, movement, and there you go. What do I think about AMD earnings? Semiconductors are just not having a good time right now. So it's probably, I mean, people will buy at lows, don't get me wrong, but don't expect like a pop or something like that. Like, unless you find that low, don't expect a pop from that low. You know what I mean? I wouldn't look for the low. I'd be just like those people. I would just be looking for an area to add to shares, because once all this stuff is said and done, and like this semiconductor chip war issue, whatever the fuck they're doing right now in Taiwan and China and all that is all taken care of, and supply chain is all fixed. AMD, NVDA, those will all go back up, right? So I would just be looking to add myself personally. So we're creeping up on our sell order here. It literally tapped it and turned around, so that's really cool. Very nice. Did not give it to us though, which is one of the things that is really annoying about After Hours, is it needs to go a tick above where you put it for it to sell. So we did get our sell order, so far we're up $10, not counting our fees, which would be about $1.25. So we'd actually be up about $8.75. Okay? Not a lot, but when you consider that you just made 1% on one play of your portfolio, that's not too bad. Now we're looking for another entry here. As you can see, I should have just kept it at 10. On Webull, you can't trade futures, boss. Unfortunately, you can't trade futures on Webull. You can trade stocks and shares, but futures, like right now, there's nothing you can trade on Webull except for save, maybe some crypto that might be going. Trying to think where you could go, what you could do right now. So I should have kept my sell order at 10. Would have made our money there. But that's okay. We secured our 10 bucks. It would have been 20 or 30 bucks that we would have made there, which would have been nice. And notice how these crossed up here. That was your surefire signal that we were going to have this pop up. Very good play there. If you want to go back here, where did they cross down? Right on this big, right before the big drop actually, this crossed below. So this is building. This is actually more of a double top, but if you discount the wicks, this is an M. So we're looking for our entry somewhere right in this area. And my live may not be for everybody, but we will be making good money. If you stick around, you will be making good money. And you'll learn a lot because you'll start seeing what I'm talking about, my mindset, why I'm entering, why I'm getting out, things of that nature. Started trading on options on QQQ, very nice. Gotta be a little patient if you're gonna be in my lives with me. I'm not gonna just be talking to talk, waiting for an entry. If you have a question, I'll answer your questions. And yeah. These right here, this is going to be your 9 EMA, your 21 EMA. This is your volume profile. This is your harmonics indicator, which is telling you an entry, targets. You have your TTM squeeze. And that should be it. I think I have one more. Oh yeah, so if you see this where it says open, if I scroll somewhere like so, if I start scrolling out, you'll see a lower and upper ADR. Yeah, so that's an ADR thing. It basically gives you a range that you can look for. And it tells you where you opened for the day and where you opened for the week, we happen to open, today is the first day of the week, so they're right on top of each other. Tomorrow, this open will be different than the open week. So, yeah. What minutes do I trade in? I trade in the 1 minute, but personally, whenever that's only when I'm doing futures. When I'm trading stocks and options, I do the 15 minute. And personally, with futures, you should probably be doing tick charts. These are much better. These will show you a lot more things. So like M, just driving us up to this 200 here, which is where we're bouncing off now. So this would be a good spot probably to be waiting for, to see, do we burst through here? Because if we burst up, then we're gonna move very solidly up to probably this 15, maybe even 20-ish, right up here. So we'll be looking for here to up here. And if we bounce off, then this is just a massive bear flag that's going to throw us down, 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 down. So this is a good, the tick charts are honestly way better than anything else. And I still have my 9 and my 21 EMA and my 200 EMA. Just can't compete. I don't normally trade stocks on live, but that isn't to say that I can't give you like if you ask me to look at something, it's not like I can't look at it. What is Atom? Is it a stock? I haven't ever looked at it before, so I don't have it on here. Alright, so we got short coming down here, so I'm actually going to try to a short there. I don't look at crypto, and the only reason I don't look at crypto is because I don't trade crypto. So if I look at crypto for you, my opinion is going to be completely, I'm not going to say invalid, but I'm not going to know anything about it. So, I can absolutely look at it, but that would be like a football player trying to tell you how to play baseball. You know what I mean? What's the name of what I'm in right now? MES. We're trading MES. We're practicing for our small account right now, our $1,000 account that we're going to be doing. That's it. How's it going, Jack? Looking for an entry for this little short. If you're asking for the name of this indicator, it's called Harmonics, Auto Harmonics V2. Oh, Jack, I agree with you, but in the same sense that they're kind of the same. It's more like if stocks are Coke, say crypto is like juice. You know what I mean? Like they're both beverages, but they're not the same type of beverage. And if you are expecting a soda and you're trading like it's a soda, you're not going to get the same aspects, because a lot of cryptos are it's too new, so the charts aren't healthy. They're very volatile. Like they don't get, like in terms of structure, they don't really have any structures that you can really base them off of, except for like maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, the ones that have been around a little bit longer that have a healthy chart. I'm not going to say that you can't trade crypto and you can't be successful trading crypto, but personally myself, because I like using market structure, I like using patterns, and I like, it's a lot harder to do. So I just don't do it. I like to trade web. I see what you asked. What sessions do I trade? I like to trade the Globex session the most because it's less volatile. gives you the ability to average down and things like that. It's nice. It's nice slow moves. Had I gotten this entry, this would have been this would have been one of your faster moves here, right? Fast, but mostly even the fast is not a massive move. Like this is just a few dollars in MES, so that's not really that big of a move. It looks big because I'm zoomed in. And then what platform can you use to auto harmonics? That is on TradingView, boss. If not, you have to manually look for them yourself, like if you're on Trade08, right? So this would be an M that turns into a W, so W, which is why we drive down, which creates another M here, which is why we go up to create another M, which is why we pop back up here. And the reason why we're dropping down is because we popped off that 200 EMA. So yeah. I do like the London session as well. I don't care for that New York session just for the simple fact that it's too volatile. I'm looking for a short based off of that 200 EMA drop on the tick chart. Oh, nice. For me, that's like nighttime, like nighttime. And no, I don't normally trade crypto. Basically, Jerry, that's exactly what it does. So normally what I do is I get my entry, I hold for the first and maybe the second target, and that's it. And then I'm out. How much is every trade to make these profits? So remember, we're trading MES. So to trade MES, it's $55, at least with Trade08, you need $55 to trade one contract each time. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 2 at a time with the ability to get, let's see, what's 1,000 divided by 55? Let's go ahead and look. Can't think of that off the top of my head. So I can get about 18, let's just say 15 of them, okay? I can get up to 15 contracts at once, and I can go down about $1,000, right? 15, like around 1,200 bucks. At that point, you're going to get liquidated. You're going to get margin called or whatever. So that's what you're looking for. So here, we finally got our entry. Looks like at a bad spot though. So if need be, what we're going to do is, since our entry is there, we're going to try and average down at this open spot where we opened. And if we can get that average down, we're definitely going to pop off of that more than likely and come down. So at least that's the hope. Normally we do. If we drop and then we fill that gap back to where we open, normally that ends up being kind of like the most of it. And we're just looking for, again, a quick couple dollars, like 10 bucks or so, because our fees are going to be about $1.25, something like that. So we're already up 10 bucks. We were for a second there. And let's go ahead and put it at 850. That way if it drops down to there, we can go ahead and get our exit and be done. And yes, this is futures. This is MES. That's why we're doing just 2 at a time. We have a smaller account, so we're just trying to just be real tight with it. So far, because we're practicing for our $1,000 account, we've made $25 since we started at, what was it, 530, 545, something like that. So we made 25 bucks. We're looking for around 50 bucks to $100 We can make our $50 to $100, and then we'll be done. Um, and I'm trying to show you guys how to do consistency with a smaller account on futures, and that's why I'm starting this smaller account. So remember on here, I did one trade on this already, but I deposited $250. I deposited another $250 today, so this should be $500, $506. I did one trade on this so far, made $6.18 after my little fees were taken out, which is like $1.25. So we're starting a small account together. We're going to trade MES and MNQ together. As far as funded accounts go, I did do some funded accounts. I did Top Step. I did Apex. Personally, out of the two, I liked Top Step more, just because it connects to TradingView, and I'm used to trading on TradingView. It was easy to set up. Blah 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 blah. Apex was a pain in my fucking ass to set up, but it was, once set up, it was a great thing to use via NinjaTrader. And I got everything I wanted out of there. I made, a good 50 to 100,000 out of them over the last few months because I had 3 accounts with them. I feel like I made all the money I needed to get consistent. Like, I've already got consistent with doing this, so I pulled out all my money over this weekend, which is why I haven't been doing any videos or any lives, because I was working on that and getting this smaller account funded so that we can do that together as well. And it's called Top Step, the one that I was using. No, there's no limited amount. I mean, it's your money. If you're going to do it with your money, there's no limited amount that you can pull out. And personally, it's a little bit better. I think it's a little bit better to do it with your own money. Just for the simple fact you can take advantage of the tax rule, the 60-40 rule, where you only get taxed on 40% of your gains. No. So Jack, I'm just saying what you're saying. I just reset the 100K paper trade account to 1,000 so we can practice for the 1,000 when this is ready. So we're practicing on MES right now because of that. So that's what we're doing. We're getting the feel for it. We're seeing how it's going to go. So far, we've made 25 bucks. It's actually pretty darn good on $1,000. So that's what we're doing. Nope. You get taxed 60-40. That's the rule with futures. When you trade futures on your own account, you get taxed on 40% of your gains, not 60% of them. It considers 60% as long-term investment and 40% as capital gains, so you only get taxed on the 40%. And then kindly repeat the prop firm. I used Top Step for a long time. They're great, but I'm just not using them anymore. It's Top Step. And let's see. Crypto, not crypto. We're doing MES. Looking for a short on MES right now at 3910. We're at 3909.25, so we got about 75 cents before it fills. The stock market is closed today, but futures are going since 5 p.m. Central. What paper trading platform? I'm on TradingView right now, and I'm using their paper trading section to practice for our $1,000 account while I'm waiting for it to get fully funded. I'm about halfway there right now, so I may even start doing a few lives with the $500 while, everybody's getting situated, just here and there. But yeah. A short here, exited it here. And remember that just because the arrow's on the bottom doesn't mean I exited at the bottom. It means I exited on this candle. That's all it's telling you. So I entered on this candle and I exited on this candle. I entered at the exact same spot that this line's at, and I ended up exiting basically right here, right above there. So we're up currently. We're going to be looking for another sell order here at 850, which would be about, I think it was 12.50 or $15 was the gain that we got on two of them there. So that's what we're looking for. It looks like we're potentially going to get it. If not, remember, have no fear. We're going to average down here because this is where we opened. If we need to. And remember, we're trading MES on TradingView. Currently, we are using a paper trading account, but I do have a funded account coming my way right now, or like I'm putting money in a Tradeovate account as we speak to start doing $1,000 account with you guys. So what we're doing is we're practicing so that we don't lose the groove, right? Like I want to make sure that when we start, I haven't not traded in several days, right? Because that'd be stupid to just come out cold turkey. So let's go ahead and continue doing what we're doing, keep trading, keep making some money, and we'll do what we need to do. And yes, Jack, the 100K was on NQ. But I just reset this for 1,000 so that we can start practicing for our small account. So we're patiently waiting. And this does look to be setting up, I'm going to check it here on the tick chart, but this does look like it's set up a W here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we pop down and I get that exit pretty good. How is this trade different than a normal margin trade? Just for the simple facts, it's a future. It's futures. And with futures, it looks like it literally just came down to tap my order and then give it to me, motherfucker. With futures, they move faster. You can go negative, so you can get margin called a lot faster. Because just because you have $1,000 doesn't mean that this can go down only $1,000. Go down 1,200, get you margin called, and you're done. It can also make you money a lot faster than options. So think of futures trading as like 0 days options contracts every single time you get in it. Like there's no if, ands, or buts. You can't get a longer out expiration and make sure like theta is not going to mess with, like it's going to always be like that. What software do I use? Trading Futures, MES. I'm not using a software. I'm using TradingView to chart, and I'm using a few different indicators. If you want to know exactly what indicators I'm using, you can go over to the YouTube channel. No need to subscribe. Just check it out. Go to the video that was posted on the 12th. For about 45 minutes, I go over every indicator, how to set it up, how you use them by themselves, and then how to use them together. And yes, Johnny, exactly why I like trading futures a lot more is you don't have to worry about IV crush and you don't have to worry about theta eating into your stuff. You just have to worry about volatility and market structure and understanding how to use them correctly. If you can do that, you can be successful. Why did I go short? Because on my tick chart, which is more important for futures anyway, this is showing a bearish W plus the 200 EMA should drive us down. These will probably cross here again, signaling shorts. Not to mention, we had a massive drop. This is a bear flag. We're probably going to drop. So that's pretty, or I should say this is a rising wedge. That's what it is, not a flag. It's a rising wedge. So I'm pretty sure we're going to drop here off of this 200 EMA. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? But you can't be right every time. But based off of what I'm seeing, drop off this 200 EMA seems pretty likely. So I'm willing to do that. And then if not, since we opened here, I'm willing to average down there with the basically idea that we fill our open gap and then we drop. That's usually what kind of happens. So definitely, this one is MES currently because we're practicing for our small account at the moment. But you could obviously MES, MNQ, NQ, or ES. They're all basically going to be looking pretty similar here. So like that looks pretty darn similar to this, which I'm not sure why it decided to do that, but that looked almost identical to that. So yeah, you could use basically what if you're trading NQ, MNQ, or just regular ES, you can basically do exactly what I'm doing here. I think what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna move this. I'm just gonna leave it where it is. Ryan, this is what I'm doing currently. And yes, this is futures. Um, this is MES. We're practicing for the small 1,000 account right now. So far we've made our $25, so we're at $35 now, looking for this one more tick down, and there we go. So now we've made $40. If we can make 10 more, I'm gonna be done. Because remember, $1,000, $50 is pretty good if you want to see, let's say 1,000, right? 0.10. So if we make $100, that's 1%. We don't need, or 10%. We don't need to make 10%. 5% is pretty good for $1,000. So we're just trying to grow about 5% a day. And yes, Ryan, we're starting it around Thanksgiving, but this is practice. We're practicing. So this only has 250 in it currently. Well, I just put down another 250, so it really has 500 in it. I did one play in it earlier just to practice. Made $6, no problem. But what we're doing right now is we're practicing so that we can understand what we want to do when it comes around, how we're going to be playing it, one, two at a time, how consistent we need to be, how many times we can average down, etc. The practice is going to help me be better so that I can make sure that we are all successful. If I don't practice now and during Thanksgiving I just decide to go ahead and start trading and I haven't traded in 2 or 3 weeks, that's not going to be very good for you guys, So I'm looking out for y'all. All right. So that W ended up working out on that tick chart. As I mentioned, W off the 200 EMA down. So y'all got to see it happen in real time like I was telling you what I was looking for. It happened exactly like I wanted it to. Boom. Now, we are coming up off of this kind of trend line that this has created, so we need to either break down here or come back up and touch the 200 EMA, which is fine by me. I have another short ready to go at 10, so that's right there. And that's what we're looking for. And if we move up, that's A-okay. And it is not NQ. Currently, we're doing MES, but you can use the same concepts with NQ. It's going to be moving damn near the same, or looking the same, basically. So we're looking to make about $10 more, and then we're going to be done, and I'll be hopping out of here. 920, 200. You're very close, Johnny. You're off on one of them just by one. It's not 20, it's 21. So I have 9, 21, and then because of the time frame we're currently in, this is the 200 here, but with the tick chart, your 200 EMA is here. So depending on what time frame you're on, you know your 200 EMA moves based off of your averages and stuff like that. So this is very important to be able to tell. So like in this case, right, if we were to continue down, what I'd be looking for a pump back up would be like 298 because of this being here. Oh shit. Yawning. So, being patient. This might be one of those boring moments again, guys, where y'all are just kind of sitting and watching my screen, waiting for the entry to be hit, waiting for the exit. Don't forget, if you're interested in doing the challenge with me on Tradeovate, go ahead and, you know, reach out if you have questions. You know, what do you need to do, this, that, and the other. Watch this recording. When I put it up on YouTube, I explained everything you're going to want to do to be successful with this, with me anyway. So you can do whatever you want. And yeah, always enter when it comes in. Don't chase, which is exactly why I have that there. I'm not going to be moving it. It's going to stay where it's at. If it gives it to me, cool. Dang, bro, appreciate you. And then I see your question, Shake Bake. How do puts and calls work? So, in an effort to make it simple, to make it super simple for you to understand, you're picking a date. The closer you get the date to the current date, basically it's more of a risk, it's more of a gamble. Something called theta eats up your contract every like hour. And it can be very stressful when you start. The closer you get it to the current date is going to be very stressful because it needs to hit a price very quickly. If you get it further out, you basically pay for it, that theta, up front. So basically what you're doing is, if you give yourself time, you pay for it up front, and you don't have to watch your contract, your put or your call, go down, even though this is moving in the direction that you wanted it to. So a put is you saying, I think we're going to go down. A call is you saying, I think we're going to go up. For just to make it simple, if you say, hey, I think we're going to go up, and I think we're going to go up by the end of today, you can get something for maybe a few days away and then sell it by the end of the day, so that that theta doesn't hurt you during the day as much. Or you can get it for even further out, pay for the extra time, and then secure even more wins because theta didn't take it away from you. Or if you think it's going to do this for several days or whatever, you can then get it for a couple weeks out and just let it do its thing for a few days, etc. Okay? Let me see. Why do I choose this platform instead of NinjaTrader? Simply because I like the variety of the community indicators that you can use. I like the fact that I can create my own indicators and put them on here. I created my own and based it off of some things that I use here, and I've automated it, and I created my own software that trades for me, that I am going to be subscribing out later once I get some more practice in with it and I see how accurate it is and all that stuff. It's accurate, but I want to get an actual percentage number. And yeah, so I like Tradeovate just for a bunch of different reasons. And what's my broker's spread saying? What do you mean? What do you want me to look at? And yeah, I do think that. I think the EMAs, fibs, basically EMAs, fibs, and VWAP is really all you need, to be honest with you. And I don't even have my VWAP on here right now, which is sad on my part. So let's go ahead and put that on there. So now these little pop-ups are starting to make more sense. I don't think that we have enough to tell us where to draw our fibs right now, which is why I haven't drawn them. But I mean, if I was gonna do it for like a bigger move, it'd probably be like, okay, we started here, we went down here, something like that. So we started here today, went down to here, that's a high and a low. Just draw it down. We're in this golden zone. If we pop back to here and we start dropping, we're probably gonna drop pretty gnarly. And then you would just use each line as an exit, right, and a re-entry. And yes, you can use the fibs in any time frame. It doesn't matter. I could draw this on, 15-minute. Could say, hey, we'll go down from there to there. We're in our gold pocket. Maybe we drop from here. It doesn't matter. You just got to find a high and a low, and then work with that high and that low. So it's gotten pretty close to our entry here. It's trying. I'd really like it to give it to us. Hey, after you shake bake, I'll be doing. I used to do that too when I first started. Just trying to figure it out. You just draw stuff, and then eventually you got to have a journal. And when it works for you, you gotta find out why it worked for you, and when it doesn't, you gotta figure out why it didn't, and just repeat the things that helped and take away the things that didn't. This is the 1 minute. If we're trading futures, we're always on the 1 minute, or tick charts, tick charts, tick charts, tick charts. This is an even better W forming here. I think that I'm going to have my exit here at VWAP, and I could probably walk away if I wanted to right now. Yes, Botox. The indicator on the bottom is my TTM squeeze. I'm not sure what you're saying. Indicator does not work. I don't know which one you're talking about. And then a W is not a double bottom. A double bottom is different. A double top is different than an M. Look at this closely. Is this a double bottom? Absolutely not. That's a staggered bottom with it going lower than it was previously, which means it is a W. So if the next section is lower than that previous one, so your W goes like this, that's a double bottom, right? Boom, boom, you're going to propel up. If it does this, that's not a double bottom. You're going to go slightly higher than this high, but you're not going to go higher than this high. You're going to go in between this one and this one. So let's see. Let's draw something here. So this is usually how they look. So basically what you're looking at here, let me go ahead and, okay. So there's a high, there's a low, there's another high that's lower than this high, and then there's another low lower than this low, and then this high is higher than this high, but lower than this high. That's what you're looking for. that will drive us down. That, since these highs were all kind of placed in the same spot, using your 200 EMA as the high point, perfect. What really matters is these two lows are staggered, just like so, which is why we're moving down. Now, do I think that this is going to, this one in particular will propel us all the way down? No, because it's not quite how it needs to be. But I do think somewhere like right there is not a bad spot. So like right in here is probably pretty solid, or even right back down to there. So we're up. I wasn't paying attention very much, but we just made another like 20 something bucks, 25 bucks. So that's good. We're done. Um, I don't know what indicator you're talking about, Juan. I've been trading for about 10, so anything that I use, I know for a fact works. Maybe you're not using whatever it is correctly, or in tandem with something else that you might need to use it with. But I don't know which one you're talking about. If I knew which one you were talking about, I could probably understand a little bit better. Do I always use the 200 EMA for the W formation? No. So W's can form. Let me tick chart's going to be a little bit better to show you. So W's can form, or M's can form anywhere, right? So let's see. This one's not quite a W. Well, you could say maybe, but I'm not going to count that as a W. This is not a W because this is staggered higher. This is a nice little W. It doesn't rise all the way up to here, but the fact that it's staggered lower is what you're looking for, which is why you go down. M, because it's staggered upwards, is why we move up. Let's see. Another W here. Probably need to go on a different tick time. I might have too small of a tick, so let's do 475. So like this is a good one. So this happens to work with the 200 EMA, but this is an M. So you have a peak, a higher peak, bounce off the 200 EMA, and then several more M's are formed, which is why we go up here. And then we open downwards. And then zooming in a little bit, this is an M, which is why we went up there to the 200 EMA. And yes, this is micro. This is MES. What we've been looking at here. So made all the money that we wanted to make for practicing today. I'm trying to stay consistent in the sense that I'm only trading so much and then being done. Looking for maybe 5 to 10% on our portfolio. We've hit 6%, 6.5% on our little $1,000 that we wanted. So building that consistency, we're going to go ahead and stop. And yeah. So if y'all don't have any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and hop out. If y'all do have questions, ask away, and we'll go ahead and be done. But I just want to make sure that I answer y'all's questions before I hop out, because for our little $1,000 that we're practicing with, $65 is plenty of gains in one sitting. We'll be looking for another $50 to $100 tomorrow during the day, and then maybe another $50 to $100 that night as well, and so on and so forth. Okay? Very welcome, Ryan. As always, Essay as well. how do I use the 200 EMA on the tick chart? Same as I use it on a normal chart. It's literally just, you're just using it as an area of resistance or an area of extreme, like when it breaks, it's a big move. So when it broke through here, as you can see, it chopped first and then broke. When it broke, this was a big move. We've been chopping, so we're either going to reject really hard off or we're going to chop and then break through. That's what you're using this for. How much have I won from the beginning until now? Uh, Nobody believes me when I say it, so I'll just say it anyway. But I started off with 1,200 bucks, 1,000, 1,200 bucks, something like that. Ended up growing it to around 20,000. Lost it all down to 200, and then within about 5 years, while I was figuring my shit out, and I got some indicators, I started understanding how price action works, how structure works, etc. I managed to grow that $200 slowly but surely into around 7 million. With obviously, while I had a job and stuff like that, I was adding slowly but surely into my account, maybe, you know, $300-400 a month. So, you know, take that however you want to. And so in the last maybe 6 months or so, I got into trading futures versus trading stocks and options. And since I've been trading futures, I've been making money a lot faster, a lot simpler. Since it's a lot faster, I can take high probability trades, make my money, and be done for the day. So I've really been liking it. It's been very helpful in the sense that it's made me even more consistent. It's helped me enjoy my life more, all types of things. So that's why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. So I could have held this thing to about 5 instead of where I did. And we're trading on TradeOvate or TradingView, whichever one you like. TradingView is where I have a lot of my indicators on. TradeOvate is really what I've connected to TradingView also while using tick charts. Tick charts are outstanding. I like using 238 ticks on MES just for the simple fact that it moves a little less. And yeah. Just remember, W there, drove us down, created another W there, drove us down. And this is the micro MES because we were practicing with our $1,000. This had been our first day with our 1,000. We would have made 65 bucks, but we're just practicing, getting the groove of things, seeing how we're doing it. So all I've done so far with my actual funded, the one that I told y'all that I was going to fund, was I only have, so I deposited $250 in there a couple days ago. I deposited another $250 in there today, so this will be $500 or so. And then I made one trade earlier, and it was like $6 that I made. So just been hanging out. Let's see if we see a big W form here, formation, something like that. I don't see anything like that coming in. Could argue maybe. Okay. So maybe you could say this is a W as well, which is driving this down. Okay, I can see that. Some of these are funky sometimes, so you got to be looking and practicing with them. But yeah, futures driven by news like stocks, yes. So think of futures as like a category, like fantasy, nonfiction, fiction, science fiction, whatever. And think of stocks as books within those categories. So the stocks are defined by the category that they fall in, but the category is kind of like moved with by what's within it. So, you know, people, when you think of fantasy or you think of, fiction or whatever, you think of maybe Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, right? That's what comes to mind. So when you think of NQ, you think of QQQ, maybe Apple, things like that, right? So that's kind of what your that's the best way for me to compare them for you, in my opinion, is to give you that comparison. So looks like we're building another W here, back to our 200. So I am gonna do one, because this one only has 250 in it. So there. Anyway, now I'm just kind of doing stuff. Um, those add-ons, they're that's the data. So before you had that, you were getting data that was delayed like 15 minutes. So you're using it now without realizing it. Like your data, the fact that it's coming in real time, that's what you bought. Does that make sense, Ryan? Because like before you bought that, this was coming in like 5 or 10 minutes delayed. So you'd be seeing this, right, all the way over here. Like this is what you'd still be seeing had you not bought that. This is what you'd be looking at. And then it'd slowly be coming in, but we're all the way over here. And so you'd be trading, say you wanted a short, and you were waiting for all the way up here, but we're all the way over here. So you'd be waiting forever, and then you'd start seeing, okay, well, why did it never fill? Well, because we had already done all this, right? So that's what you paid for. So we are moving back up, like I thought, potentially back up to here to form this nice crispy W. And there you go. And yep, on Tradovate, it's a little bit cheaper. So depending on how you want to do things, you don't have to use TradingView. I like using TradingView because I like the indicators that I can use on them. If you want to use just Tradovate, you can use just Tradovate. Tradovate, though, you have to pay $100 just to get your data and your subscription and stuff like that per month, which I find quite annoying. That's pretty expensive, but if you do this correctly, you can make $100 in a day, a couple days, pay for your subscription for the whole month, and you're good. So, um, yeah, I said I was going to get off a while ago, so I'm going to go ahead and get off now. Y'all have a wonderful evening, wonderful rest of your Sunday. We'll be back tomorrow. Halloween. Yesterday was my birthday, so I had a good birthday. One reason why I wasn't on here as well. And I'm feeling all the cake today, so I gotta relax, man. Gotta relax. So I'm gonna catch y'all later, and y'all have a great evening, okay? And I appreciate you, Johnny. So peace out. Have a good evening. Thank you, ETS. Thank you, Ryan. I will catch y'all on the flip side tomorrow. Peace out. Oh, I turned 29. I'll be 30 next year. Unfortunately, I'm getting old. But, yeah, my old ass is gonna go play with my son once this comes out. So I'm gonna go play with him now because this is gonna take a minute to play out anyway. So I will catch y'all later. Again, have a good night.